Hey, what's up, guys? Riff here. So today we have some very bizarre updates regarding the SmashJT lawsuit. It appears that Alyssa Mercante, as well as some of her friends in the industry, are making moves to not only silence some of their critics, but also to start hiding their own posts on social media for an agenda that is not quite clear at this moment. So you guys know the ongoing lawsuit with SmashJT and Alyssa Mercante, the former Kotaku editor. They beefed for many months. Alyssa threatened to file a lawsuit, which eventually she would officially file it about a week ago, posting the relevant document onto Twitter, which contained the claims she is seeking against SmashJT, each one being more ridiculous than the last. I mean, just look at some of these. A cause of action for tortious interference with a contract, where Alyssa claims that SmashJT's coverage of Destiny's coverage of Alyssa Mercante's tweets thirsting after Hassan Piker ended up getting complaints filed to Kotaku claiming Alyssa was anti-Semitic, which resulted in her losing her job at Kotaku. And apparently all of that is the fault of SmashJT and SmashJT alone. On top of that, we have this insane cause of action for stochastic terrorism, where she is trying to legally define SmashJT as someone who terrorizes people. He's not just your regular harasser. He terrorizes people because he's just that dangerous, according to Alyssa Mercante and her legal counsel. And then the real crux, the bones of this case has to do with the defamation claim, where she says that SmashJT defamed her when he's made comments regarding her as a sex worker, and also made claims that she might have been exchanging favors for a leg up in her career. And those things would be very unhinged if they were based on nothing. But in this case, they're based on, well, right here, her Twitter account. She has consistently and routinely made posts that line up exactly with the sorts of opinions SmashJT was sharing on those related matters. She has been tweeting like this for a very long time, and it's not really hard to find any of this evidence. People have it archived everywhere. I mean, here's just some examples. You can see she said she sucked D to get into the gaming industry in this tweet. Another tweet saying, "Happy International W Word Day. I used to be a cam girl. Sex work is work." And then another one saying, "On God, if I'm ever fired, I'm going back to bartending and sex work. F the industry." So yeah, it becomes very clear that she has a lot of tweets that dismantle her own claim of defamation against SmashJT for his comments regarding these sorts of topics. However, this is the big update and something very interesting. This was on one of the latest podcasts on the Hypnotic channel here, where a whole host of familiar faces from relevant commentary channels were together, and they made this great discovery here. This is Alyssa Mercante's Social Blade account. If you go there, there's something very interesting going on. Notice the dates here. So on December 7th, Alyssa Mercante started deleting tweets, a mass amount of tweets, adding up into the dozens over the past week or so since then. Remember that date for later in this video, December 7th. It will be important. So you can see she is deleting a lot of tweets, and you see this day right here, the 14th, she deleted 29 tweets. This is after the lawsuit has been officially filed. And keep in mind too, this is a net negative of 29 tweets. This is balanced with how many tweets she also made, and she tweets all the time. So the actual number of deleted tweets for a day like this is probably closer to 40 or 50. But this is a terrible, terrible look for Alyssa Mercante, right? You're filing a case that revolves around someone's opinion that is hinging upon social media posts from her account, and now, while this is happening, she's deleting a bunch of tweets. It looks really, really bad. And also, it's just a futile effort at this point. Number one, even if SmashJT and his lawyer, Ron Coleman, couldn't find these tweets, they could easily just go to Twitter and request these deleted tweets. Do they think once you delete a tweet, it's just lost in the ether and it'll never be found again? I mean, there's been tons of court cases involving deleted tweets. This is not something that's totally unusual to make as a request. On top of that, Alyssa Mercante is who she is, right? People have been screenshotting everything she is sharing online ever since she decided to go from just a cringe Kotaku journalist to a public figure who's constantly stoking the flames. Once you get a lot of people online who, are starting to hate you, they're going to start documenting and archiving everything you say that makes you look bad. That's just a part of how things are, and I can't believe Alyssa Mercante thinks going back now and deleting stuff would help her in any sort of a way. On top of that, what she's doing, as you might guess, could come with some penalties, as pointed out by Ron Coleman. He shared a bunch of articles sharing cases where people were deleting tweets relevant to a case and would end up getting sanctioned as a result. Alyssa Mercante might have just gotten her and her legal counsel in big trouble because of these actions. And it makes a lot of sense, right? This is a case, again, largely focusing on opinions based on tweets. The tweets are supporting SmashJT's opinion and making it an opinion and not defamation. And now she's deleting a bunch of tweets. It looks really bad. And we already know some of the relevant tweets that go against her defamation claim have been deleted. So this is not good, and she might actually pay for it. Now, there's also another part of the briefing that I want to revisit because Legal Mindset would be on that podcast. Obviously, he's a seasoned attorney as well. But there was the party section of the document where Alyssa, through her attorneys, decided to redact her own home address from the filing, saying it would result with her having threats against her and all this stuff, and that instead this information will be revealed to the court in camera. And of course, she did not extend this same protection to SmashJT, posting his full home address in the document, which of course she shared on Twitter, and then her minions on Twitter started sharing that information, his personal address, as well as pictures of his home, and they started threatening not just SmashJT, but also his family. So this is a very calculated and just disgusting move. And unfortunately for Alyssa Mercante, her claim here about all this being revealed on her side only to the court in camera isn't actually how things work, and this might backfire on her for playing this very dangerous game with this personal information. So let's hear what he had to say on this.
The biggest thing that really made me mad was that she ends up doxing Jeff in the complaint and then saying, oh, I'm not going to dox myself because I don't want to get death threats, and putting my address here it means you can get threats, but it's okay to put his. That is just, if anything, the most hypocritical. And I look forward to the amended filings when you guys and Ron file her address in there to correct the record, because it should be provided as a matter of public record in order to allow for proper venue. We don't know the proper venue unless we have her address as a matter of public record. It needs.
So yeah, again, just to put it very simply, she is playing a very dangerous game with this information. She quite literally weaponized this procedural part of the document, of the filing, and now has made it this whole game, this dangerous game, and now it's going to come around to bite her in the ass. I mean, she could have at least extended the courtesy of redacting his name, and even if it eventually became part of the public record, at least she tried to have some decency in this case. But no, she had to go that extra level, and it just shows the really malicious intent that she has here. It was obviously done to put not only SmashJT, but also his family in danger as a result of that. So there's a lot of things she should be worried about right now based on this frivolous lawsuit and some of the ways she and her activist set of legal counsel has approached things. Now, I told you that we are going to visit other people in the industry as well, supporters of Alyssa Mercante and her ilk, and they are also going on a deleting spree with their social media accounts. So we're going to Black Girl Gamers here, and obviously it doesn't take a lot of guesswork here to understand that they are another woke consulting firm, and their presence online is actually very interesting because their Twitter account gets a lot of interactions. They have a lot of followers, and people are in the industry are constantly cheering them on. They're so brave. Everyone's commenting on everything they post, sharing it around, getting that good virtue signaling points because it makes them look good by sharing and interacting with their tweets or the tweets of any group like this. But then you see the dichotomy of everything. You go to their actual content, their YouTube channel, and it's a ghost town. Like the people who feign interest on Twitter for brownie points, they don't actually show up to the content because you can see there's not anywhere near the level of support on this channel. But this channel and all the related accounts are relevant because Hypnotic, the person who we watched that podcast clip from, it's his channel, he reported that he, as well as another content creator, had false takedowns on their videos uploaded to YouTube by Black Girl Gamers. And what they believe is going on here, because these are months old videos, these are not relevant videos, they believe they're doing this to basically fish for their personal information to use for whatever purpose they want, because as a part of filing a counterclaim on YouTube, you have to provide that personal information. And I believe it was on his second channel, so he just didn't have to dispute it. Just it wasn't worth going through this. But there's something very bizarre going on with Black Girl Gamers. It appears they are abusing the copyright system, which, by the way, is perjury. These people don't seem to understand consequences of their own actions, and that these things, could lead to trouble for them. But if you look at their social blade as well, looking a little suspicious. Over 400 deleted tweets this month, including 238 net deleted tweets on the 13th. So that was right around the time these strikes were being put out. Very, very bizarre timing. And even more bizarre is if you look at the time all this started. They started deleting 10 tweets on December 7th. Again, Alyssa started deleting her tweets on that same exact date. Keep that in mind, because there's one more person I want to check that was covered in that podcast that I found very interesting and showing the length all of this is going, and that is Kim Belair, the CEO of Sweet Baby Inc. So what has she been up to? Well, pretty much what all of her friends in the industry are doing as well, deleting hundreds and hundreds of tweets. As you can see, the last month on Social Blade, minus 330 tweets. And when did the mass amount of tweet deleting start? December 7th. Do you notice anything? All of these people in the industry across different studios, different networks, but sharing some same ideologies, are all suddenly deleting a bunch of tweets on the same exact day. Wow, what a coincidence. And also this all happening while there is some very bizarre activity like the copyright takedowns as well as the lawsuit being officially filed. It really begs the question of why they're doing this. What is their agenda? Are they preparing for something? Or also the more likely result, trying to hide things? I mean, this looks incredibly suspicious. And again, it looks like a coordinated effort by these people who are the same friends of the industry. They're all like-minded with their goals and everything like that. And they're all doing this at the same time. It's very, very odd. What I think overall this proves, at the very least, is that these people across the gaming industry are getting really desperate. These are the actions of someone who is in a corner. Okay? Think about what they're doing. You have Alyssa Mercante with her lawsuit, literally committing lawfare, trying to weaponize the legal system to silence her critics. Then you have Black Girl Gamers filing these false strikes, again, likely to just silence criticism. And then you have all of these relevant parties deleting a mass amount of tweets, hiding their online presence, and in Alyssa's case, possibly interfering with the legal process that Ron Coleman and SmashJT have to go through to respond to the filing of the lawsuit against them. This whole thing just reeks. At the very least, it just reeks. Something's not right here, and I think the alarm bells going off here, they make a lot of sense. I think it's very fair to look at this and think, wow, there is a coordinated effort going on here, whether it's just to hide or to prepare for something, who knows? But when it comes to preparing for anything, we've seen what they do when they prepare for things, like the lawsuit, by the way. An absolute disaster, okay? This was not going the way, it's not currently going the way that they probably anticipated, okay? Whatever plans they come up with to counter the chud bigoted gamers out here, it always seems to backfire. This lawsuit, I guarantee they did not expect SmashJT to get the support that he did with, it's got to be like over $50,000 they've raised for the price of Ron Coleman's services. They probably didn't expect that at all, which again, they have no pulse on the industry. They have no pulse on these YouTubers. If you had an actual pulse on what's going on here, I would have predicted at the very least he would get his $25,000 to cover the costs of his attorney, because people would rally behind him. But I don't think Alyssa Mercante and them are aware enough of what's going on to have forecasted that happening, and now it's backfiring very, very hard. And I don't know. I guess they're just getting really desperate with the way things are. And for now, that's the update. A lot of things going on here, a lot of moving parts, but we'll see where they all land shortly enough, I am sure. But for now, that's going to do it for this video. As always, feel free to share your thoughts about today's topics in the comments section down below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.